All right, so let's start with the rapid fire rounds to break the ice. The first question is, at what age do you want to retire?
At 40.
How long does it take you to get ready in the mornings?
10 minutes.
Favorite color?
Red.
What time of day are you most inspired?
In the morning.
How many hours of sleep can you survive on?
4.
The city in which the best kiss of your life happened.
Barcelona.
Pick one, Sam Altman or Mark Zuckerberg.
That's a good question. Sam Altman.
How do you relax?
Programming.
How many cups of coffee do you drink per day?
3, 4.
The most valuable skill you've learned in life.
Never stop learning.
Morning routine, are you an early riser or a night owl?
Early riser.
One word description of your leadership style.
Empowerment.
Coffee or tea to kickstart your day?
Coffee.
Top priority in your daily schedule.
Start with the most complex tasks.
Ideal vacation spot for relaxation.
Any place where there is calm and the weather is hot.
And a key factor for maintaining a work-life balance.
Trying to finalize the tasks till the time you have in your mind.
What is one skill that the next generation needs to learn?
Usage of AI and dealing with different situations.
As the CEO of Revolut Securities Europe, how do you see the future of digital investing evolving in the next 5 years?
This is very interesting topic, especially these days when AI topic is very broad and very interesting. So I'm particularly interested into two topics. The first topic is, of course, the usage of artificial intelligence itself. And the second topic is assets tokenization. So I think we still probably don't imagine what AI could bring to us in the next 5 years. And it would be really huge. So now, let's say if we talk about trading and investing, we do it usually in our hands, in our mobile apps. But I think what AI could bring is that trading could happen on behalf of the user by some AI assistant, which would know you, which would learn your habits and would do everything on behalf of you. And as I mentioned, another interesting part is assets tokenization, where this could evolve as a separate product group where users would be able to get even better prices, better costs, and more liquidity, and also instant execution, which is very interesting.
How do you then balance regulatory compliance with the fast-paced nature of all this fintech innovation?
Yeah, it's very sometimes hard to do that because you have a set of rules under which you need to comply with. So you want to innovate, you want to create new products, but there are certain limitations coming from regulation. So in this part, it's very important to constantly talk with regulators, to constantly share ideas, share how future evolves. How and what investors demand, and basically it's a collaboration between regulators and businesses to make the future of investing better.
So what is the future of all-in-one investment platforms? Are investors ready for a unified experience?
So they are not even ready, they are demanding for it. The platform, which has access to many financial services in one place, has a huge advantage compared to such which offers only one solution. So it's much more convenient for users to find everything in one place, what they want, different services in one app rather than browsing and switching from one app to another. So in this case, users really like to have everything in one place.
And what are the biggest challenges then in integrating multiple asset classes into a single platform?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge is user experience and itself user interface. So if you have many products, many features to propose, you need to find a balance. Basically, what is the type of the user and which product fits best him. So I think the next big topic will be personalization, and artificial intelligence will help to understand what is the type of the user, what he likes, what he dislikes, what product he needs, basically. And personalization is the next big thing that is coming, which will allow for the user not to like lose his head between many different products and offerings and services.
With the rise of commission-free trading, then, how does Revolut Securities differentiate itself in a crowded market?
One of the advantage that we have is, of course, that in our app, many different and very, contrasting financial services are available. So we're not just a trading app; we are a financial super app where users can make payments, they can pay their bills, they can use cards, they can use Revolut abroad, they can book hotels, they can buy eSIMs, gigabytes in other country. So this makes Revolut very convenient in general as a super app, like to have many services, many offerings in one place, and trading is just part of it.
And so, does that not make it confusing for the user, the more features you keep adding, or is there some way you can get around that?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned about personalization. So this is very important to understand what is the user, what he wants, and what he needs. So this is the thing that we're working on to make the app and all the services more personalized, so that you open the app and the app basically understands your needs, so you can find the products that you want in the most efficient way.
So, Revolut has been instrumental in the way digital banking and investment platforms have transformed personal finance. How do you see the role of traditional banks changing in response to banks like Revolut?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So traditional banks are sitting on old core systems, which are very like costly and hard to change. But they are so big institutions that still they will survive, like really for upcoming future. So how I see how what they are doing. So one thing is they might be buying those smaller fintechs and integrating their technologies into their own, or the other way around is like for themselves, like to replace their inflexible core systems with the new ones. Like to they have money, so they can build new platforms and like to start kind of from scratch, which is quite complicated, complex and costly process. But this is the only way, like to survive. So you need to be agile. You need to be like going into digital channels, you need to offer better products than competitors have.
So, in the security sectors in particular, what advantages do fintech companies have over these traditional banks?
Fintech companies compared to traditional banks are faster, more flexible. They are able to make, let's say, partners faster. So they are able to find solutions better and cheaper. And they don't have these like old and inflexible core systems. Fintech companies are kind of plug and play type of businesses where it's very easy to plug into some new service, and the speed of innovation, the usage of new technologies gives a significant advantage for fintech companies compared to banks.
As financial markets become more accessible through these fintech apps, do you think retail investors are more empowered or more vulnerable?
It's actually both. More empowered and more vulnerable. More empowered means that there are like much more products, much more accessible ones for the users they can trade with. For example, if you talk about trading, but also when you get easy access, it's for you like you need to better understand the risks behind. So more vulnerable at the same time. So actually, there should be a balance between these two.
And with rising interest in ESG investing, how is Revolut Securities adapting to this growing demand?
Yeah, this is indeed true. So ESG interest is rising, especially in Gen Z generation. So how we are doing, how we're adapting. So we're adding more and more products related to ESG. So we have already like a couple of hundred exchange traded funds, which offer users to directly invest into ESG products. And also one of the later development on our side was we launched a robo advisor product specifically related to ESG investments. So once user answers questionnaires about his financial situation, strategy, risk tolerance, ultimately he can select whether he wants to go with core portfolio or ESG portfolio. So we are already offering that.
And how do you ensure transparency and credibility in ESG related investment options then?
ESG is quite heavily regulated, and we need, to comply with all the regulations. So all the disclaimers, all the information, everything needs to be provided to the user, and we try to do that in the best possible way, so that user understands where he invests, and all the information in the app is clear and not misleading.
Let's talk a bit about AI driven trading, which has been on the rise. What's your perspective on human led versus algorithmic investing?
Very good question. So I think currently AI like has its own ways how it is used, like in trading, in algorithm trading mainly. So I would say we are still in the very beginning for understanding how AI could be used in more effective and efficient trading. So it's more used by institutional clients or by the brokerage houses itself, but I think that we are, somewhere in the middle where AI will be used more by retail customers themselves. But of course, this needs to come from service providers. So currently, we are working on AI assistant, which would help users, for example, to make better decisions.
What safeguards do you have in place to prevent algorithmic biases in financial recommendations?
Yeah, there is still regulation behind, so AI is not like clearly regulated area where you have a set of rules, what you can do and what you can't. There are still old rules in our area. It's like mainly a MiFID II directive as an example. So we need to comply with that, which means that investment advice has clear set of rules which are applied also to AI, and we need to comply with that. For example, if advice is provided by AI, we still need behind to check whether it was done correctly or not. We need to inform user about it and like all the stuff around that.
All right, so let's talk a bit about wealth management. How has the perception of wealth management changed in the digital era? And what innovations are shaping the future?
It's changed quite drastically, I would say, because if you think 10 years behind, so wealth management was something like for people or high net worth individuals who had millions in their accounts, right? So wealth management was perceived like a service which is not affordable by everyone. These days, I think with AI and with digital innovations and the trading platforms, neo brokers, I think wealth management is affordable for everyone. And wealth management doesn't mean that you can start investing from just €1. Wealth management is the same robo advisor product which we have. And for example, in this case, users can start investing just from €10 with into a very diversified portfolio of thousands of stocks behind.
So, how can financial institutions better engage younger investors?
I think if you want to keep younger investors engaged, you need to be always innovating. You can't build a product and leave it to survive. So you need to find new ways how this product could be more interesting for user, or you need to search for new interesting ideas, what new products could be launched, so or new technologies or services could be launched. And I think one of the dominating like idea here will be AI usage of AI, how AI could be integrated into different trading and investment products.
Okay, so tell us a bit about your day. What does it look like? You wake up in the morning. What are your meeting schedules like? How does the day go?
Uh, yeah, that's a very good question. So I'm working from Lithuania. Majority of my colleagues are in UK. So actually, I'm happy that I have quite two quite hours in the morning where I can dedicate for the most complex tasks. So that's what I start with. So with most complex tasks, in on Mondays I put the list of tasks what I need to do during the week, and I'm just putting check boxes all the time.
How much of your time is taken up by meeting?
I try to balance that. So it's quite a lot, to be honest. Like probably more than 50% still are the meetings, but the meetings in Revolut are quite efficient. We go straight to the point. We get things done. We solve the problems. We don't discuss unnecessary things.
And what kind of job talent is Revolut looking for nowadays?
So you need to be smart, curious, and ambitious. So you don't need to necessarily have experience, but you need to be eager to learn and you need to be passionate about it.
From your experience as an iOS app developer, how do you see the role of entrepreneurship within the fintech industry?
It's mainly solving real life problems.
Is that?
Yeah. So if you have a problem behind, so you try to find a solution, how to make life easier. So yeah.
So, how do you think financial professionals can transition into tech-driven entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And it very much depends on the person itself. So you need to have also certain skills. But we have all the available learning resources everywhere around. So just, yeah, again, you need to be very passionate about it. You need to be true to yourself, saying that I need and I want to learn and I'm dedicated to it. So, yeah, as I mentioned, so my main statement for myself is never stop learning because the life is constantly changing. So in order to keep the pace, you need to learn all the time.
So, how can financial institutions create compelling narratives around investment products to attract a broader audience?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And competition in this area is increasing. So what we do, we just want to either build better products, cheaper products, or add additional products that competitors do not have. Like in Revolut's case, we had a super financial app where much more services rather than trading are available, and users like having everything in one place.
How do you approach marketing these complex financial products to non experts?
These days, when we had access to lots of data, we try to personalize marketing, which is very important because not probably wants to get any relevant adverts. So first thing we personalize, and I think the next step will be the usage of AI to make those ads relevant and personalized even more.
Right. So, the last question for you is of a personal kind. What would you be doing in your life if not this?
That's a very good question. And actually, now I'm combining these two things. So the first one is what I'm doing right now, like responsible for trading and investing area. But the second part, which is my passion as well, is programming. So I like building apps, building platforms, and seeing you know, how it would solve real life problems. Hi, my name is Rolandas. I'm head of wealth and trading in Revolut, responsible for European business.